What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. A major factor not discussed in the looks debate. Because let's be real on here, we got a basic looks debate. Because you got one side saying, oh, it's just looks, nothing else matters. You got to have the looks, and then the other side, nah, it's game and everything. And I'm kind of in the middle because I say, yeah, looks matter, but everything matters with women. Everything. So, in that way, and I've several times talked about how men who were considered average looking, even by the woman, or even ugly by the women, were still getting women. And even though I discussed the key major factor overall, extremely rarely applied it to this whole debate. I'm going to do that now. Whenever you see a woman and she with a guy, and as a man, you don't know how she see him anyway. He might be gorgeous to her. Okay. But let's just say you happen to talk to her and she say, well, he got something about him, or he's sexy in his own way or something. The key word is sex. Sex. Whenever you see something like that, and I know this from talking with women for decades, they'll say, well, nah, he ain't all that, but he made me holler. It's the sex. He probably turning her out. Whenever you see that guy, he ain't that standard, guarantee he got to do something, because the nature of woman is you got to do something for him. And the reality is women get with some guys who don't look like all that. They don't got nothing to do with money or anything. Some people think, well, it's money and all that. First of all, as a man, you on the outside. And you're not talking to that woman. You really don't know. But like I said, from talking with women, and even my own personal experiences, when I got with some women who, quite frankly, they were like, they looked at me, they were like, this is no matter what my shape was, no matter what my body build was, but the one thing they all said, Rom, you look like you can fuck. In fact, I told that story a few times when I worked at this, was working at this office and everything, government office. And a man and a woman came back to me and said, this woman said about me, yeah, Ron look like a nerd, but I bet you he can fuck. In fact, I've had quite a few women that I didn't have sex with. They said, Ron, I know you'd tear me up. Like one woman, and she had been with several celebrities. I could call some names. And she said, none of them satisfied her. She said, Ron, I know you could satisfy me. See, here's the thing with it. See, understand something with women. They got two sets of needs. In fact, this contributes to the sexual underworld, shadow world. They got two sets of needs. They got that social need, which a lot of guys focus on. Even the game guys focus on the social need. Being with that good guy, he got money, status, look good to everybody else, the public and everything. Yeah, you got those women, yeah, they want you on that level. And honestly, average and ugly on that social level might be an issue for them. Because they might not look good to their friends or something. All right, that's cool. But if that guy can be in a position to get at her sexually, if he can be in a position to get her at her sexually, or he can be in there. And like I said, I know this from knowing. See, the thing with me, I know so much about them because women I know how to open up a woman. I know how to get her comfortable. Let me talk to a woman for 15 minutes. I don't care who she is. I can get her talking about sex because I don't judge. And what women have told me, they've told me, I've even had several, without giving away any identities, a third of my clients are women. We got to talk about sex at some point. And they be say, and I'll ask them straight up, oh, okay, that big handsome, and say, no, he ain't all that. He ugly, sexy, something like that. Because he understands something. And guys don't want to talk about it because I know they ain't getting it like that. But just to understand the one thing, women want sex. They want to holler. That's a big issue with women being sexually satisfied. That's a major issue. Shoot, that's why they'll pay for it. Shit, they just want that satisfaction. Now, dude, and look, it's like this. The dude don't need to look like supermodel of the world. He just needs some functional equipment. Shit, indeed, sometimes that's why a woman to get with a guy. Because I knew this one player, and I knew his girls, and they all said the same thing about him. And shit. It's like, why they get with him? They all had 10. They all said 10. I was like, shit, that's too much information. Now, dude wasn't no like 6 feet. He's about 5'8". Little chubby and stuff. But the women, he could turn them out. He had them screaming. And he knew how. In fact, I remember I had my co-parent. She met the dude. She said, you know what? You look nasty. If a woman say you look nasty, that's the thing. Ain't about all that other stuff when it comes to that level. Now, the social level, oh yeah. Money, status, all that shit. Even looking like acceptable. But you get these women, that's when you have, hey, Joe Roughneck, you know what's coming. That's when you got a my bad situation. See, one thing, understand something, like a lot of guys don't understand who women cheat with. They'll marry like that all-American looking dude, but then they'll cheat with that dude who don't look halfway as good, but he got them screaming. He got their toes curling and everything. See, a lot of people focus on the social aspect. And I've said it plainly. I have no problems admitting it. I ain't proud of it, but the shit happened. I've been that other man plenty of times. And they ain't never say, oh, you look better or anything like that. Shit. They're always like, yeah, he's not doing it in the bedroom. I haven't had an orgasm and all of that. And shit. If a woman look at a guy, when she looking at a guy sexually, she ain't just looking at his look. She looking at how he move, his behavior and everything. How he dance. If he at a club or something, he nasty or something. I remember this woman I had sex with one time. She said, Ron, you dance erotically. I was like, okay. And shit. I don't know. And personally, I don't know what she thought of my looks. But it's that sex thing. Now, of course, if a woman can get both in one package, they happy as hell. But a lot of women, that's hard for them to do. Like, I remember I set up a woman with this guy who would be considered a Chad. This dude was 6'2", definitely athletic, blonde hair, blue eyes. She was like bored as shit. And I saw who she ended up hooking up with. I was like, him? Shit. The dude didn't look the same and shit, but she wanted that sex. See, that's the key thing to understand with women and stuff. Part of how they choosing a man is always going to be the sexual thing. Sexual, not just how he looked, even to her. That's why I always said sex appeal and aesthetics are two different things. That's why I say use the example of a fashion. Look, use a simple example. A fashion model and a porn star. They don't look the same. And part of the thing with the porn stars, they are chosen for their level of sex appeal. And I know that. I had a friend, he actually went out for it, and they looked at him and stuff. And incidentally, that particular friend, that dude's a little overweight, ain't 6 feet tall, but married to a fine-ass woman, and she made more money. But motherfucker was that tight. He knew what he was doing in the bedroom and stuff. And shit, I could listen to how he was talking. He'd be blatant with it. Shoot, women, they just want it. They want that guy who's just open sexually. Because a big problem with a lot of guys, they ain't dealing with the sexual aspect. They ain't comfortable with their own sexuality. And when I say that, they ain't comfortable. They might feel like their joints ain't big enough. You know? They might have some self-esteem issues, performance issues and stuff. They don't give off that sexual confidence. And trust me, you turn out a woman enough, oh, she'll walk out in public with it. And if you ask her, she say, yeah, he's sexy in his own way. Which means he made her holler. Or he satisfied that need that she has. And that's the thing, though. That's the thing. And stuff. And that's why, and I've said before, you can speculate why a woman's with a particular man. But as a man, only way you even have really close to the idea is if you had a vagina. You don't know what turned that woman on sexually. I've known some women, they'll tell you they want that big old dude. You don't know why. It just turns on sexually. It's irrelevant as to why it does. It just do. You know? You don't know. It's just like some dudes. Like dudes do the same thing. Let's be real. How many dudes have got with a woman and she a straight butterface? She ugly in the face, but she got that fat old ass or big old breasts or something. Women the exact same way. They go for butterfaces too. And, in most cases, they might hide it, but they get turned out enough. Got her screaming, because trust me, women, they might walk around with the dude, holding hands, they don't give a shit. Her vagina leading her along. Be like, yo, yeah, just grab them, girl, grab them, girl. Don't care about these fools, they just hating. Shit. I remember I was in a social circle, had this one guy, his nickname was Grindle. He didn't give a fuck. He be putting on, he had a bunch of women. Another dude, shoot, I heard about in another social circle, actually from a woman. His nickname was Mandingo. I mean, this is shit. Seriously, women look at a guy, they be like, they'll look at him socially and they be like, yeah, he all right. In fact, honestly, man, that's why a lot of men have trouble just getting women, period. And they'll be like, well, I'm handsome, I'm all of that. One of my commenters yesterday said that it was a young lady, she comments frequently, and she was saying she know a whole bunch of guys like that. They more handsome than some guys getting it, better physiques. Well, I said they probably ain't giving it off. In fact, I knew another couple, married couple. They had a separation and stuff. The woman, the guy, shoot, he looked like an ASP. That dude was over 6'2", dressed well, had all that other stuff, money, status. I mean, all of that stuff. Women said he was attractive. Yet she got with some gold tooth dude who looked at a rough side. And it really came down to sex. Seriously. That's the thing out here, man. That's a big problem in all of this. There ain't a discussion about sex. People discussing the social side. But then it's a my bad situation. Because I ain't go over it. Let me throw that out there. Joe Ruffneck say, man, you ain't say it. Yeah, double back home one day. You think you got all of that? All of a sudden, some dude who don't look as good as you or something tearing up your woman. You just gonna look back and be like, my bad. This you, man? All right, man, you need to just leave, man. I need a few more hours. Nah, but that's just a reality and shit, man. Because if you hit a woman, if you learn how, because see, that's why I say I'm more of a sex coach than a dating coach, man. I'm telling you how to seduce a woman sexually, man. You hit them on that level, they forgiving of a lot of stuff. As long as you just look, as long as you ain't just that messed up. And even if you were, I knew that was in a social circle. I knew this guy, and he had a genetic thing, something with his lip or something. May his soul rest in peace. But I remember what a woman said about him. She said he probably got a perfect dick. All of us were like, but she probably gave him some. If she thought he had that's what she wanted. If he had it, she said he probably did. And some women to say that too. They be like, hey, yeah, you don't look like all that, but you probably could fuck. It just come down to it, seriously, man. And I'm gonna tell you what, honestly, man, I don't take conversations seriously unless they bring up the sex part, because that's the thing, Seriously, I've known too many dudes the women were saying they weren't all that, but the women still got with them because the women were horny. Shoot, that's a major part. And any guy, I would challenge any guy who don't think that's the case. Tell me how many women you talk with. How many women have you known over the years? Like known where they're going to be honest with you about what they really doing. Or how many of those players have you known? Seriously. That's why you get some dudes, they got everything, but they just not giving that woman that vibe. And then you got some dudes don't got shit. They don't have shit. And they tearing up women. Seriously. You give women that vibe. Just give them the vibe that you about some shit. They still, at the very least, gonna try you out. Because these women ain't being satisfied. Shoot. That's why they paying for the D. That's why you get some women, they'll get that older women, they want it bad too. They'll get that young boy because they feel like, okay, he might do something, or they could teach him something. Seriously. If we ain't talking about sex in these, see, that's the biggest problem. We got to talk about sex in these relations because everything gonna come down to that. Everything gonna come down to that and stuff. So you got to say, like, and it overrides stuff because think about it. Think about it. If the woman, especially if the woman ain't trying to be in public with you, she don't give a fuck as long as your shit work. Seriously. And then if you see him in public, shit, you don't know what the circumstances were. Had her hollering so much, she's like, well, shit, they can deal with it. Seriously. Like, ask yourself a simple question: Who you think gonna get more pussy? Fuck the looks and all that. Who you think gonna get more pussy? That fashion model or the porn star? And if you think it's the fashion model, okay, tell me which fashion model got a reputation for having sex with a lot of women. A lot of women. That look, I'm saying actual sex. Actual sex. If you look at some of the dudes held up like as being getting with a lot of women, Pete Davidson. Look at that dude. Nobody's talking about his looks. In fact, he coined the term ugly hot. Everybody keep wondering. I was like, he probably just dicking them down. Because Kim like that shit. She probably just he did say something to him. Shit, that go a long fucking way. If you got that, like, you give off that sexual vibe, that sexual confidence, trust me, women will forgive a lot. As long as you, and that's the beauty of it. As long as you just keep your shit up as best as possible. Oh, shoot, you can hit a woman on that level, you get past a lot of shit and stuff. Now, sometimes you might have to be in a situation where you got to act like you don't know her. No, it's part of it. But there are plenty of situations, women will say one thing, but they say, okay, this guy, he don't look like all that. There's plenty of situations. In fact, I'm going to share an article. A woman actually talked about that difference between sex appeal and being handsome. I'm going to share an article because you know how I do and stuff. And that's really some stuff. Because guys got to understand that, but that's the thing. And I'll put it like this out here. I'll put it like this. Because, I don't usually get into, like, these, like, live stream debates and stuff. But, shit, if we want to do it, let's talk about sex. And who women really fucking out here. I'm down for that. I'm serious. Just let me know. Let me know. Seriously, because we got to be in some stuff. And that's what I'm teaching the guys. Not even so much this game, but developing their own sexual nature, their own confidence. That's my main thing. That's the main thing I do on my Patreon. I'll be dropping some stuff. Because if you got that part, you'll get somebody. You get a ton. Shoot. And repeat customers. So, anyway. That's all I got for today, but we got to start being real out this joint. Rom going to be real with some shit. I'm going to be real with what's actually happening out here. So, anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace and blessings.